and for some reason I have trouble with the tape if I go more than 20 minutes. So that's why I had to stop the tape. But anyway, A Nightmare on Elm Street is a great movie to illustrate what I'm talking about when you can't distinguish your dreams from reality. Because when I went to sleep, every so often I'd be dreaming, yeah, my dad's alive. Wow, yeah, he's just gone on vacation. You know, he's just gone on vacation. He went back to the war. He'll be back. And I'd be all happy, you know. I'd be falsely happy during the morning. Because I knew it was all a conspiracy. Everybody was lying to me. And doctors, my relatives, everybody was a conspiracy. Because there ain't no way in hell my dad's gonna die. There ain't no way in hell. Even though I saw him, my mom came, you know, woke us up saying, there's something wrong with your dad. What? I just talked to him. I just talked to him last night. There's nothing wrong with him then. What the fuck's the deal here? He was on the floor clutching his chest saying, Jesus, save me. Jesus. Jesus, save me. He just kept saying that, clutching his chest. Oh, Jesus, save me. He was on the floor. That's all I could say. Paramedics got there. Got him stabilized. Got him in the ambulance. Got him in the hospital. He died 3 days later in intensive care. That's a fact. There is no conspiracy. Why would they do that? Why would my family? Why would my mother? Why would the doctors? Why would the doctors be, you know, all involved in a conspiracy? That the thing I loved the most, my friend, my dad, died. I turned 18 just shortly after that. I was in 11th grade. Why would they do that? Why would they have a conspiracy against me, saying my dad died, and really it's alive and on vacation somewhere? You know why? But that's what I got myself to believe. I believed that. I wished that. I hoped that. I believed it. I wanted it. That went on for a couple of years, or if not more. So if you have anybody in your family that dies, and you know that someone else is close to them, man, help that person out. Because you can go crazy. And I was lucky. I was one of the lucky ones. I didn't. I never did drugs. Never ever. Never did drinking. I never did any drugs, drinking or smoking or anything. I'm a very clean person. And boy, if I was into that stuff, wow, man, I'd hate to see what the hell. Because once you relieve your thoughts to a drug or some kind of, you know, substance, once you relieve your thoughts to, like, say, marijuana or some type of drug, once you relieve your thoughts, you know, you're no longer in control. And I was always in control. I never, you know, at least I thought it was, but I really wasn't. Not when I was dreaming, not when I was getting up and believing. You know, sometimes I'd hear my dad's voice when other people are talking, and I got to blow my nose. Okay, I'm back. I blew my nose. Oh, man. I thought I was going to be able to talk about this without getting all emotional, but it's really hard for me to talk about death with my mother or dad, not get emotional. And then when my mother died, I kind of went through the same thing, but it wasn't nowhere near the extent because I already went through it and I knew how to deal with it. But still, I still thought it was conspiracy. I still thought my relatives were, just kidding me. My mom's on vacation; she's gonna come back, and that's kind of what I dreamed. When I went to sleep and dreamed, I was dreaming. Yeah, she's alive. I'm talking to her in my dream. I mean, it's like as real as any other instance in my life. She's a big crocheter. My mother was a big crocheter, crocheter. And, I'd be talking to her and she'd be crocheting, in my dream. Or playing the piano. She could play the piano. People, she'd go there, play a song or so, and then the neighbors would come over and say, "Why'd you quit? Come on, play some more." She was a great pianist. And she said she was almost an expert on drums too, my mother. And talk about size. My mother was 4'11". She was 4'11". My family is small, short people. My mother was 4'11", probably 180 pounds. She's always overweight, but and the women in my family are known for big breasts. They have really big breasts, so that's kind of contributed to weight. But like my sister, she's 4'7". The way I remember their height is 7'11". My sister's 4'7", and my mother's 4'11". So I go 7'11". That's how I know what height they are. So my sister is 4'7". She's about 180 pounds. But the thing is about her is that she was like 90 pounds when she got married when she was like 16. And she was like 90 pounds, and then like a year later she had a kid. And after that kid, she was always overweight. She was always like 100 pounds heavier. Around 180. 4'7", 180. That's pretty damn heavy. But my mother was pretty heavy too. And like I said, they're the women in my family are all big-breasted too. So, if you're in that type of if you're into that type of thing, which I ain't, I don't care. I don't care how big their boobs are at all. I don't care if they have just barely little ones, Matter of fact, I prefer the little small ones, the smaller ones. I don't like a lot of hangover like that, but some people do. Anyway, like I said, this is still the 1950. I'm going decade by decade about my life, and I'm not talking about my actual life on 1950 because I only have 2 years, 1 to 2. I'm going to say, okay, I broke out some teeth, I mean, I walked, I started walking, and I was potty trained. My teeth started growing. I mean, what am I going to say? I was only 2 years old, by 1960, so I can't talk a lot about me on this video on the decade, by decade. And I'm talking about 1950, and I was born June 6th, 1958. Not June 6th. June 19th, 1958. I got the month messed up there. But I was born on June 1958. And my mother said I was like the hardest kicker that she ever had in her body. And the reason my name is Dan with 2 N's is because they thought I was special. I think because I was the youngest. I was the last kid going to be, in their life. I was going to be the last kid in my mom and dad's life. I was the youngest. So I was kind of a special person. I ain't that special, but hey. So she gave me 2 N's. So my name is D-A-N-N, Dan.
The indoor temperature is 71
That's my talking thermometer. And it must be, what, 8 o'clock now then? Probably 8 a.m. Yeah, 8 a.m. on 8/4/2015. Today is 8/4/2015 at 8 a.m. in the morning. And so, that's kind of why I'm on the bike, because I'm not talking about me, I'm talking about my family. And I can't really say much for my sister, other than she got married when she was 16, and the person who married her, my brother-in-law, he's always been real religious, religious kook. He's a religious kook. He believes in, there's Seventh-day Adventists, so they believe in Saturday, like the Jews. But like the Jews, some of the Orthodox Jews that believe in Saturday. It's because the reason they changed it from Saturday to Sunday is because Saturday is, the seventh day of the week. So Sunday is the first day of the week on all calendars. That's all on your calendar. So look on your calendars. So the reason they changed it from Saturday to Sunday is because there was a lot of people who worshiped the sun, because Sunday, that's the reason why they changed it from Saturday to Sunday, because everybody, sun worshiper Sunday. So they changed the Sabbath day to the first day of the week, which the Bible clearly states that it's the seventh day of the week. Whoopee, that shouldn't really matter. It shouldn't really matter anyway. Because what should matter is if you believe in God or not, which I can't say that I do. I think it's a bunch of hogwash, really. I think it's, it's just the reason that you have it is like this guy named King Human, he's a multi-millionaire through the internet, and especially in affiliate marketing, and selling on eBay and different sites and doing a lot of, he does hundreds of different things. I mean, this one thing, he's a millionaire, and he makes millions every year. And I asked him about it. I'm going, well, what do you think about, Jesus and churches and like that? He says, it's all money. It's all about money. And that's what they are. They're all about money. And he said, because I mentioned something about, because he's always saying help the kids at St. Jude Hospital. St. Jude is a hospital that helps everybody and doesn't charge anybody anything. It's all on donations. So he's always saying, and he always does donate to St. Jude Hospital. So I'm going, well, why doesn't God step in and cure all these kids, which the Bible says He can? And he goes, religion, and why doesn't God stop a tornado from killing all these people, and or any bad situation? Why doesn't God step in? Because He can. Because He even says so in the Bible. He created the earth in 6 days, and rested in the 10th, or the seventh, and so that's 7-day Saturday. Big deal. You know what I believe? I believe that they were very smart people. Yeah, that wrote the Bible. They were very smart. So they write in the Bible that if you have any proof, physical proof of God ever existing, you will not have the faith to enter heaven. So let's say like the Catholics, with the Catholics they have the Jesus' robe, and they have that in storage at a Catholic church. Let's say that turns out to be true. Let's say it is Jesus' robe, and positively without any doubt. Well, if you believe because of physical proof, then you won't. That automatically makes you so you cannot enter heaven. You can't ever enter heaven because you don't have the faith. And then the Bible further states that you may only enter the kingdom of heaven by faith and faith alone. It doesn't not only say just by faith, but by faith alone. So right there, will discourage you of any attempt to try to find physical evidence and believe it, because right there you just ripped up your ticket to heaven. Because if you do believe it, you ripped up your ticket to heaven. You're done. You can't enter heaven because you have physical proof saying, yeah, he was here. And so I believe they were scholars. I believe they're the most smartest, genius people in their time. But as far as holiness goes, I don't think so. It's impossible because, like I said, why doesn't Jesus stop? There's a lot of flaws. There's a lot of flaws that can't be answered. It can't be answered by the Bible. There's a lot of flaws in the Bible. There's a lot of holes. Holy, it's very holy. So that's where they get the holy from, I think. The scholars. So it's the Holy Bible. So, because there's a lot of holes in the Bible. There's a lot of holes. And people who are religious will say, "Oh, you're just sacred. You don't believe it, so you're done." Okay. But yeah, they were very smart people and geniuses of the day. Yeah, they wrote the Bible. But any Bible person will tell you, "Oh, no. These smart people were just going by what God told them." Where's my mental institution that you're gonna put me in a straitjacket? Believe in that stuff. I don't think so. But there's like I said, it's a holy Bible, all right, but it's not. It's not holy like they think. It's full of holes. But to cover those holes, it says, if you go by physical proof, you just ripped up your ticket to heaven. And what I think the Bible's around for is to put people straight. I mean, that's good. I'm not sad. I'm not mad. I'm not mad or sad that the Bible's wrong. I'm not mad or sad that people follow it. That's great because it teaches you not to kill people. Otherwise we'd be a lot of theater shootings, a lot of school shootings, a lot of going postal on people, going postal shootings. That's where the shootings originated from, postal. But I'm glad the Bible's wrong. I'm happy. I never want to see the Bible go away. Never. Because it gives people hope. It gives the hopeless hope, and it puts people straight. Okay, if you follow this, and this, you get that. But that's not how it works. But if they believe in that, that's great. Because then you're gonna have all these postal shootings, the school shootings, the theater shootings. If they go, if you get enough of these people to believe in this garbage, which is good. I mean, I'm not trying to knock it. It's just, I think it's just the biggest hoax ever. And that's proven by the Bible is the most sold book ever. The Bible is the most sold book ever. Most read and most sold book ever. Most studied book ever is the Bible. Which is great, That's great to keep people straight. But as far as going into heaven, I don't, that's a bunch of cock-a-pop. That's a bunch of goofy stuff. And as far as, worshiping Sabbath day, remember the Sabbath day, keep it holy. That's another phrase in the Bible. It's scripture. And another thing in the Bible is Jesus was perfect. He was the only perfect human being to walk the earth. And that's a bunch of bullshit too, First off, his birth, his birth was, wasn't a normal birth. It was incited by God, supposedly. And so that was Jesus. And Mary was told, Jesus' mother, Mary was told to name her son. It's going to be a son. Jesus. In her dream, she was told. Mary was told to name her son Jesus in her dream by God, according to Scripture. And so she did, and so he was, and so let there be light. And yeah, he built the earth in 6 days, and rested on the seventh. Okay? So where in the hell is he now? Why are all these people dying of cancer? These kids born? I mean, it says Jesus has always been perfect. The Bible is perfect. Everything in the Bible is perfect. Everything is the holy truth. That's the highest level of truth. And if that was so, the Bible is all righteous and holiness. Not holes. Like holes, like I'm talking about holes in the Bible. It's holy. If he doesn't make mistakes, then why is there over 3,000 kids born every year? This is 3,000 kids born every year throughout the world. Both sexes, boy and girl. They both have a penis and they have a vagina. And you can watch my other video about that, where the doctor decides sometimes, and then sometimes they decide to wait until puberty to see, which way they're going. And they're always sterile anyway. If you're born a boy and girl, you're sterile, so you can't have offspring. But anyway, I got off the subject there for a minute. That's a mistake right there. And what about all these handicapped kids, born without a leg, born without an arm, born without a hand, born without a leg, or with a foot, without this, without that, both legs, both arms, no arms, no legs, blind. These aren't mistakes? I wonder what they are then, if they're not mistakes. If I'm not a mistake, I can see this blind person, he's a mistake, huh? So, in my opinion, Jesus Christ or God makes mistakes on a daily basis. Right at birth, he makes mistakes. But, because we're supposed to be God's children at birth, or as soon as conception is. As soon as conception is when you are God's children. Because that's a miracle birth, okay? That's understandable. But the thing is, what about all these, people being born screwed up in the head? Just screwed up in the head. Have everything except they're screwed up in the head. That's a mistake. Being born blind, that's a mistake. Being born, without toes, that's a mistake. Being born without a hand, mistake. Arm, mistake. Being born with cancer, like in St. Jude Hospital, the hospital kids. All those kids, a lot of them are born with cancer. Some of them acquire cancer later, but a lot of them are born with cancer. Why? Is really God that evil? Is God really that evil? That the kid can't even go to childhood because he's going to die? There's probably a 70% chance now he's going to, before it was like 100%. If he's born with cancer, he's dead. But, what, is God really that evil? To have someone so fucked up he can't function by himself? Is God really that evil? That's what I'm asking. Is God really that evil? And is God really that evil that a twister can come and take you in your house and fucking put it in a blender and you're done? Is that another one of God's little games? I'm done with that. I'll have to stop this tape.